In the year 1240 CE, a man in Damascus drew something no one could explain. Circles within circles, lines that crossed dimensions, symbols no scholar of his age could decode. For centuries, it was dismissed as poetry or madness. But new evidence suggests something extraordinary. That drawing was a map of existence, a diagram that charts not land or oceans, but time itself. And here's the part that will shake your sense of reality. In 2024, researchers analyzing that same manuscript decoded a pattern so precise it mirrors modern scientific models of the universe. 800 years ago, the Sufi master Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi may have glimpsed what science is only now beginning to see. They called him the greatest master. But few understood how far his vision truly reached. Hidden within his writings lies forbidden knowledge, knowledge of how reality breathes, folds, and renews itself in every instant. Knowledge that could change the way we see time, space, and the purpose of existence itself. You're about to enter the mind of a man who saw beyond the boundaries of time. Stay till the end, because what he left behind might be the closest thing humanity has ever had to a map of the infinite. To understand the map, we must first understand the man who drew it. Ibn Arabi was born in 1165 in Andalusia, modern-day Spain, during the height of Islamic civilization. He was a scholar, poet, philosopher, and mystic, but above all, he was a traveler between worlds. Those who met him said he could read hearts, that he spoke of meeting prophets in his dreams, of seeing events centuries before they occurred. Even as a child, he experienced visions, realities overlapping, past and future collapsing into the eternal moment. He spent decades traveling across the Islamic world, from Cordoba to Mecca to Damascus, collecting wisdom, meeting saints, and recording experiences of the unseen. His life's work, a massive encyclopedia of mystical knowledge, was titled Al-Futuhat al-Makkiyah, the Meccan Revelations. Within its thousands of pages lay diagrams that puzzled even his closest students. They were circular, layered, geometric. One page showed 10 concentric rings labeled with strange names: the throne, the pen, the soul, the world of images, the earth. Another showed arrows pointing inward and outward, marking descent and ascent. He wrote of realms within realms, each vibrating at a different frequency of divine presence. To the untrained eye, these were metaphors. But to those who could see beyond symbols, these were blueprints, maps of how reality manifests from the unseen into the seen. When Ibn Arabi passed away in Damascus in 1240, he left behind not just his writings, but whispers. Whispers that he had drawn a cosmic map, a chart of how time itself unfolds, collapses, and renews. For centuries, scholars copied these diagrams without understanding them, until modern technology allowed us to overlay his map with data from astrophysics and quantum theory. And what appeared next stunned everyone who saw it, because somehow his 13th century map mirrored the structures of space-time curvature and wave resonance we only discovered in the last century. What did he know? And how could a mystic from medieval Spain have drawn the future? What comes next will challenge the very way we think of time itself. But how could he have known? How could a man in the 13th century, without telescopes, satellites, or even a map of the Earth, draw the architecture of the cosmos? He didn't use instruments. He used vision, a different kind of seeing. Ibn Arabi called it Kashf, unveiling. To him, this wasn't poetry, it was literal. A faculty of the heart, where the veil between worlds thins and perception crosses beyond the senses. He wrote that during states of spiritual absorption, The heart opens a window into what he called al-alam al-khayal, the imaginal realm. Not imagination as we think of it, but a bridge world, a dimension that links spirit and matter like a mirror between two realities. In that realm, pure concepts like time, life, and knowledge take visible form. They appear as shapes, figures, and geometry. The map he drew was not invention, it was memory, a record of what he saw when the veil was lifted. And this is the secret that separates Ibn Arabi from every philosopher before him. He wasn't speculating about truth, he was reporting from it. When researchers at Columbia University and Brill digitized the surviving manuscripts of the Meccan revelations, they noticed something strange. Ibn Arabi's drawings weren't random. They followed a mathematical order. The spacing between circles matched harmonic proportions. The sequence of names followed a precise logic, what physicists now describe as a nested reality structure. For centuries, these pages were scattered across libraries from Cairo to Konya. One fragment surfaced only in 2021, its ink faint but intact. What it revealed changed everything. At the center of the map, Ibn Arabi wrote, Al-Wujud al-Mutlaq, the absolute being. From that point, concentric rings radiate outward, each one representing a degree of manifestation, a phase of divine energy slowing into material form. The innermost circle, pure light. The next, divine command. Then the angelic world. Then the imaginal realm, where dreams and thoughts become form. And finally, the physical world, the furthest ripple from the source. But that's not all. The arrows between these circles point both ways, descending and ascending. Creation flows outward and consciousness flows back. He described time as a divine rhythm, expanding and contracting with every breath of existence. Modern cosmology tells us something remarkably similar, that the universe expands and contracts in waves, that energy transforms into matter and back again, that reality might breathe. Ibn Arabi described this 800 years before Einstein, and his map, long dismissed as mystical art, may in fact be the earliest conceptual diagram of spacetime. Let's look closer. At the top of his diagram, Ibn Arabi placed the throne, Al-Arsh. For centuries, it was taken literally as a seat in the heavens. But Ibn Arabi revealed it was something far greater. The throne, he wrote, is not an object. It is the total boundary of all created things, the highest sphere that holds every possible world within it. It represents the outer limit of the cosmos, the meta-universe, containing all time and all space. Below that, he drew the footstool, Al-Kursi, a smaller sphere nested inside. He called it the realm of fixed laws, the physical universe we inhabit, governed by patterns and cause. Think of what that means. The throne contains infinite possibilities. The footstool manifests one of them. Between them lies the unfolding, creation itself, breathing between potential and form. Today, physicists call this a multiverse, countless dimensions vibrating within a higher dimensional field. What Ibn Arabi called the throne, modern theory calls the bulk. He wasn't imagining a heaven above us. He was describing a hierarchical reality where worlds emerge, coexist, and return. The map of being was the first attempt to diagram how the infinite becomes finite. Astrophysicists now simulate higher dimensional brains, vast membranes, generating universes within larger space. Ibn Arabi's throne is conceptually identical. He described, in spiritual language, what mathematics now calls M-theory. It's as if two languages, faith and physics, were describing the same reality from opposite ends of the spectrum. He wrote, "Every moment creation is renewed. No form endures. It perishes and is reborn." And this spiral appears everywhere in nature. In galaxies, in hurricanes, in the swirl of seashells. It's the same ratio that scientists call the golden mean, the fingerprint of creation itself. Could it be that Ibn Arabi's map captured the geometry of existence? That the mystic's vision of divine unfolding was not symbolic but literal, a description of how the universe continuously emerges? If so, this would mean one thing, that a Sufi master in 1240 didn't just write poetry about God. He decoded the structure of reality. But what truly sets this apart is that Ibn Arabi didn't claim this knowledge came from observation or calculation. He said it came from direct witnessing, from unveiling, from what he called the lifting of the veil between the worlds. And that's where this story turns from fascinating to almost unbelievable, because modern science is now approaching the same conclusion, from the opposite direction. In the last few decades, physics and neuroscience have begun describing reality in ways that echo the insights of the mystics. Neuroscientists studying deep meditation found that time perception collapses in altered states. Moments stretch, dissolve, or vanish. In brain scans, the regions responsible for tracking time go silent, while those linked to unity and awareness light up. In other words, the deeper one goes inward, the less time exists. Ibn Arabi described the same phenomenon centuries ago. The saints dwell in the ever-present now. Time bows to them as shadow bows to light. Physicists, too, are challenging our old sense of time. Carlo Rovelli, a leading quantum theorist, writes that the flow of time is an illusion. All events coexist. To Ibn Arabi, that coexistence was the secret of divine knowledge, the ability to see all times at once through the eye of the heart. Even more stunning, studies in quantum field theory reveal that reality is not built from solid objects, but from vibrations of information. Fields within fields, like circles within circles, just like the layers of Ibn Arabi's map. He called them al-alam al-khayal, the worlds of imagination, intermediate realms connecting spirit and matter. Today, physicists describe the same pattern in wave-particle duality, energy taking shape when observed, collapsing from potential into form. Is it possible that Ibn Arabi's map of being and modern quantum models describe the same architecture from two sides of the same veil? And here's where things get even more intriguing. Scientists exploring fractal geometry, shapes repeating at every scale, found that the universe appears self-similar, as though creation mirrors itself infinitely. Ibn Arabi wrote the same truth in poetic form. The cosmos is a mirror reflecting the real, and man is the mirror of the cosmos. For him, this wasn't metaphor, it was revelation. He believed humans carry within them the entire map of creation, and by turning inward, we can read it. A truth that resonates deeply with the words of the Holy Quran. We shall show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that this is the truth. Quran 41:53. He called this the path of the perfect human, the being who realizes all divine names and stands at the center of time. If this is true, then Ibn Arabi's map isn't only about cosmology, it's about consciousness itself, a guide to navigating the universe within. But what happens when we look closer at what this map might mean for us today? What if time itself isn't something we live in, but something we generate through awareness? That's the secret modern science is just beginning to uncover. And it leads us to the question, how can we use this knowledge to transform our own lives? But to truly use this knowledge, we must first understand why it was feared. For 8 centuries, Ibn Arabi's name has divided scholars. Some called him Sheikh al-Akbar, the greatest master. Others questioned his views. His books were restricted at times and his followers misunderstood. Why? Because his ideas challenged the boundaries of established thought. If time is renewed every instant, if creation is reborn every breath, then permanence is an illusion. And if the world is a mirror of the divine, then no authority can claim exclusive ownership of truth. He taught that the self is not a solid identity, but a reflection in the mirror of being, a pattern that flickers into existence each moment by the will of the real. Such understanding liberates the seeker, yet unsettles systems built on certainty. That is why his writings faded from view, not because they were dangerous, but because they awakened something that cannot be confined. The realization that you are not merely the traveler. You are the path itself. Hidden between Ibn Arabi's diagrams and writings are prophecies, not of wars or rulers, but of consciousness. He foresaw humanity's descent into what he called the age of veiled sight, when people would measure life only by clocks and numbers, forgetting the sacred rhythm of time. He warned, when the children of Adam measure their days, they will lose their nights. And yet, he also predicted a return, a moment when human awareness would rise again, when science and spirituality would converge. He wrote of a generation who would rediscover the hidden unity behind all things, bridging intellect and soul. That generation could be ours. We are living in the era Ibn Arabi described, the age when humanity rediscovers the patterns of being through both the microscope and the heart, where quantum physics, neuroscience, and ancient mysticism begin to speak the same language. You scroll through endless timelines each day, yet feel time slipping faster. Ibn Arabi would say the problem isn't time, it's disconnection from the eternal present. What does that mean for you? It means time isn't your enemy, it's your canvas. Every thought, emotion, and intention shapes how you experience the universe. You are not trapped in time, you are participating in its creation. Ibn Arabi taught that every breath renews creation. Modern science agrees. Every moment, billions of atoms in your body are replaced. Your cells are reborn. You are literally being recreated with each breath. So maybe the real secret of his map wasn't just to reveal how the universe unfolds, but to remind us that we are part of that unfolding. The map wasn't about predicting the future. It was about awakening us to the fact that the future is already here, woven into every instant of now. He called this awareness the unveiling, the lifting of the veil between perception and truth. And perhaps that's what he wanted humanity to see. That beyond our ordinary sense of time lies a deeper order. An ocean where all moments exist at once. In his final writings, Ibn Arabi hinted that this map was only one fragment, that each prophet carried a piece of the cosmic pattern. He called it the chain of 124,000 lights, and that chain is what we'll decode next. But one mystery remains. If Ibn Arabi truly saw the architecture of time, what else did he see? Could there be more maps, hidden, untranslated, or lost, waiting to be rediscovered? Because if this was just one diagram among many, the others might reveal something even more extraordinary. This story isn't over, it's just beginning. In the next video, we'll explore the secret of the 124,000 prophets. How Ibn Arabi believed every prophet represented a frequency in the human soul, forming a divine pattern that spans all of history. So before you go, subscribe to Manar al-Madinah, because the next revelation is already unfolding. And tell us in the comments, do you believe time is something we travel through, or something that travels through us? Maybe Ibn Arabi already gave us the answer 800 years ago.